Hi everybody, this is Libin, Chacko, Kurian from Stad Media Group. We are joining here from Air Cargo Africa 2023, happening here in Johannesburg, South Africa. Today joined by Mr. Ingo Zimmer. He's the CEO of ATC Aviation, one of the leading air cargo GSEs. He can really give us an idea about what is really happening in the market and in the industry. Thank you so much, Mr. Ingo, for joining us.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Let me straight get into the questions. The macroeconomic scenario of the global economy is going through a very tough space, and the air cargo industry is one of the industries that really gets affected by such new things happening. And being one of the leading GSEs in air cargo, you know the pulse of what is happening around. Can you give us an idea about, in terms of the demand, the supply, how it is moving around now?
Sure. I mean, after we had 2 fantastic years in 2021, even 2022 was good, and it was because of the COVID situation. I mean, there was a lack of capacity on passenger aircraft, and the rates have been sky high, and the demand was still okay. And this has changed most recently during the course of 2022. I can see that capacities came back. I mean, we are nearly on 2019 level already when it comes to passenger aircraft capacities for cargo loads, and also there are more freighter operators around. There's more capacity on freighters. A lot of companies in our industries, a lot of stakeholders were investing in freighters. So there is recently a kind of overcapacity on the market. Felt it already in the last quarter. There was no peak season towards December, end of the year 2022. And of course, it's a difficult situation. I mean, at the same time, you have a lot of capacity, but we have less demand. The demand side is softening. You know, there's a war in Ukraine. This got an impact. Companies are not investing for the time. There is inflation. People are not spending money. I mean, this got an impact on e-commerce. So e-commerce is down as well. So the situation changed if you compare it with 21. So it's getting worse a little bit. So December was already flat. And I have to say, in January, we had the lowest tonnages since quite some time. So tonnages are down, demand is down, capacity is up. And this gives us a lot of pressure on rates.
You already mentioned there's a difficult phase going on due to no peak season and overcapacity kind of situation. So how is ATC Aviation navigating this scenario right now? What are your priorities right now to move through this type of thing?
Of course, I mean, like other stakeholders in our industry, we have taken actions already. We are working on cost-saving initiatives. We are focusing a lot on the e-tools, but we are still investing in sales. I mean, for us, it's important to be here on the exhibition. I have seen less exhibitors here, but I mean, if times are getting tough, I think we have to invest a little bit in sales. In general, we are on the cost-saving path. On the sales and marketing side, we still invest. And the good thing is being a GSA, I mean, we are luckily having a very strong pipeline. We have won a few contracts recently during the last 10 days. I mean, TAP for Western US, and we've got an airline now, Silk Way for Poland is a contract we won. We've got Avianca back for Switzerland and Germany. So the good thing is the pipeline is strong. There is a lot of demand for GSSA business, and also capacities are coming back. Some of our airlines are bringing back capacities, like ANA, they will restart the operations to Munich. So in general, I can say the outlook is not as bad. I mean, it might be a difficult beginning of the year, but for the second half of 2023, I'm expecting that business will grow and will get better.
Even though the market is going through a difficult phase, are you showing the attention and attention towards responding the right way, and are expecting to have the market back to a normal phase in the second half? We were already talking about the exhibition and what really brings to Air Cargo Africa. Can you give me an idea about it? African market, and you already have wide reach, and also to African continent. Can you give me an idea about what brings to Air Cargo Africa and what is happening here in Africa?
For us, it's always important to be on the exhibitions. I mean, we are able to meet our customers, airline customers, and especially here in Joburg. I mean, we've got a setup in South Africa. We are the strongest GSA here. We've got customers like Airlink with domestic operations in our portfolio. We've got Saudia as a customer. We've got ITA and many others. So we've got a strong presence here on the South African market. So we have to be here because we are going to see our forwarding agents during the course of the exhibition as well. So it's very important to be here. Besides South Africa, the only second location where we are present is Addis Ababa, but it's not a sales agency. It's not ATC is not doing sales. We are overlooking the transit shipments coming from Europe via Addis to different destinations in the world.
Into perspective, the history of ATC Aviation, can you give our audience an idea about the kind of growth or the sales of tonnage you had in recent months or the last year?
I can give you a rough information how much we are doing in revenues. I mean, it's 500 million, and tonnage-wise, we are targeting for 2023 250,000 tons of air cargo. So it's a huge number. I mean, we do it through our offices all over the world. We've got 54 offices around the world in 32 countries and a team of 200 staff.
Can you give very similar details for the African market, your operations here?
I mean, the African market is rather small. I mean, we are very strong in Central Europe. Number one in the United States. We have a good network in South America. But I mean, we have been here in South Africa for decades, and we are going to stay here.
When I talk to many of the experts to understand the air cargo market, one of the important things that they talk about is the need for investment in the African air cargo infrastructure, as well as the need for a more unified regulatory landscape. There are many things happening, for example, to have a single air transport market here in Africa. How are you looking at some of those changes?
There's a lot of space to improve in Africa. I actually need to invest in the infrastructure. If you look at portion of the transit business, it's still small. Mainly, it's handled by Ethiopian Airlines. The Egypt Air transit shipments are still small. The majority of the business are still perishable, and flowers can, I think, grow here with the transit business. That's what I'm expecting, but you need to have the right facilities. What is coming on the import side is a pharma business. More and more pharma is coming into Africa, and you have to have the cooling facilities, you have the necessary approvals, and of course you have to be able to do the distribution in Africa.
Can you give me an idea about what we can expect in the future for Africa as well as ATC Aviation? Maybe next time when we meet for Air Cargo Africa, what would be different in ATC Aviation and what you're expecting the African market to evolve into?
We are going to continue our strategy to grow our business in Joburg, and maybe there will be a third place where we are going to open our office.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome. It was nice talking to you.